You see high-protein diets everywhere, right? But with all that hype comes a ton of confusion. Are you getting enough? Or maybe too much? Are you getting the right kind? Well, let's cut through the noise and get some clear answers using a fantastic guide from Harvard Health Publishing.
So, let's just get right to it. The big question on everyone's mind. Is piling your plate high with protein truly the secret to perfect health? We're about to find out.
Okay, so first things first. Why all the fuss about protein anyway? Let's start with the absolute basics of why this stuff is completely non-negotiable for your body to function.
You know, it's easy to just think protein equals muscle, but it's so much more than that. Think of it as your body's master builder, the ultimate multitasker. It's the literal building block for pretty much everything that makes you, well, you. From your immune system to the hormones that keep you going, protein is running the show behind the scenes.
So what are proteins made of? They're built from smaller units called amino acids. Now, your body's pretty clever. It can actually make some of these on its own. But there are 9 of them, the essential ones, that you absolutely have to get from the food you eat. This little distinction is going to be really important in a minute.
All right, enough with the general science. Let's make this personal. We've talked about the what and the why, so now let's nail down the how much, specifically for you.
So, is there a magic number? Well, according to the Recommended Dietary Allowance, or RDA, the baseline for an average healthy adult is right here, 0.36 grams of protein for every single pound of your body weight. Think of this as the minimum you need just to meet your body's basic needs.
And the good news is, the math is super simple. Just take your weight in pounds, multiply that number by 0.36, and boom, that's your daily protein target in grams. So for example, if you weigh 165 pounds, you'd be looking at a baseline of about 60 grams of protein a day.
But, and this is a really big but, that number isn't set in stone. Not at all. It's just a starting point. Your life changes, and so do your protein needs. If you're super active, if you're older, pregnant, or you have a specific goal like building muscle, your personal target is almost certainly going to be higher than that baseline.
Okay, so you've got your target number in mind. The next logical question is, where do you actually get it from? Let's move on to the delicious part and check out the huge world of protein-rich foods.
And look, we are not just talking about steak and chicken here. Protein is everywhere. You've got fantastic options from both plants and animals. We're talking lentils, nuts, fish, tofu, you name it. The real key to a healthy diet, honestly, is variety.
Hey, remember those essential amino acids we mentioned? This is where that idea really comes into play. Some foods, like meat, dairy, soy, and quinoa, are called complete proteins because they have all 9 of those essential guys. Most other plant proteins are incomplete, but here's the great part. You don't need to stress about this. As long as you eat a variety of plant-based foods throughout the day, your body is smart enough to mix and match and get everything it needs.
Okay, I want you to lean in for this next idea, because it's probably the single most important takeaway from this whole explainer. It's a concept from Harvard Health that will totally change how you think about the protein you eat.
So here's the crucial point. You never eat protein in a vacuum. It always comes inside a package with a bunch of other stuff, fats, vitamins, sodium, you name it. And the quality of that total package is what really truly matters for your health.
For a perfect, real-world example, just look at this comparison. A piece of salmon gives you a solid 30 grams of protein, and it comes packaged with amazing heart-healthy omega-3 fats. The hot dog? Well, it gives you way less protein, and it's packaged with a whole lot of sodium and unhealthy saturated fat. See, the choice of package makes all the difference.
And just to help you spot some of those less than healthy packages, here are a few examples to keep an eye out for. We're talking about those fatty cuts of red meat, a lot of the common ground beef options, and especially processed meats like sausage and bacon.
And this is exactly why that package concept matters so much. The science on this is really consistent. Diets that are heavy in red and processed meats are linked to a much higher risk of things like heart disease and diabetes. But the good news is that just by choosing a better package, say swapping red meat for fish or beans a few times a week, you can significantly lower that risk.
All right, let's circle all the way back to our original question and tackle this whole high-protein trend head-on. What are the real benefits and what are the potential risks?
Now, let's be clear, there are definitely situations where getting more protein is a huge benefit. It's absolutely crucial for helping us hang on to muscle mass as we get older. It helps athletes repair and build muscle. And yeah, some studies show it can be a useful tool for weight management.
In fact, for older adults, the guidance is pretty specific. To help fight that natural muscle decline that happens with age, The recommendation for folks over 50 actually goes up to about 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight, which works out to roughly 0.45 grams per pound.
But, like with most things in nutrition, there is such a thing as too much. Going way overboard can throw your whole diet out of whack, crowding out other things you need like healthy carbs and fats. Plus, if you're not burning those extra calories, it can lead to weight gain, and it can also put a strain on people who already have kidney issues.
So what's a safe upper limit to keep in mind? For the average person who isn't an elite athlete, the general advice is to try and stay under 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. That's just under 1 gram per pound. This helps make sure you're getting all the benefits without creating other problems.
And that really brings us to the end. It's not just about how much protein you eat, it's about where it comes from. The real power is in choosing healthier protein packages. So the next time you're thinking about a meal, ask yourself this one simple but really powerful question. What's in your protein package?